Okay, find the length of the segment indicated. Round your answers to the nearest tenth if necessary. All right, so what we're looking for is this measurement. That's the measurement of the radius. But if you'll notice, they marked that right angle. That means we have a right triangle, which means we can use Pythagorean theorem. So let's call this leg A, let's call this leg B, and now Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared is equal to the measure of c squared, and then you would just take the square root of c squared to find the measure of x. All right, so let's do that. So A is 7.7 units squared plus, I'm going to leave off the units right now. Just know that when we're talking about length, it's units only. The measure of x squared. So 7, I'm going to put in parentheses 7.7 squared. So parentheses squared plus parentheses 17.4 parentheses squared equals. Now in your calculator, once you do this and you hit enter, if you hit the STO button, so I'm going to do that now, and it gives you all those letters, your cursor is on A, hit enter again. Okay, now just hit clear, and if you hit second x squared button, it'll give you this right here. Hit the memory button, and the cursor will be on A. Hit enter, parentheses, enter. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to hit second x squared, and I'm going to hit the memory button. The cursor is already on the A. So what I did is I hit second x squared. It gave me this part. Then I selected depress the memvar button. So over to the left over here, there's store button, and this is the mem or the variable button. Looks like that. That's the button that you're hitting for right here, and then your cursor is already on the A, so just hit enter, close the parentheses, hit enter again. And so now what we get is, I think you have to, enter, parentheses, enter again. And then what we have is a 19 point, round to the nearest tenth if necessary, about 19.0 units is about the length of x right there. Okay, this one is a little bit different. So we're given this whole length right here. So half of the length would be half of 35, which is 17.5. And then this length right here is 13.4, right? Well, we also know this whole length is 17.5. So using Pythagorean, once you know this length, you're going to take 17.5, which is this whole length. You're going to subtract this part, and that's going to give you the measure for x. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to type in, since we already know let's call this your B. Let's call A is missing. This is your C. So A squared plus 13.4 squared is equal to 17.5 squared. Well, we want to get the A squared by itself. So we can go ahead and subtract this 13.4 squared on both sides. So that's what I'm going to type in right now. I'm going to type in left parenthesis 17.5, close parenthesis squared, subtract left parenthesis 13.4, close parenthesis squared, enter, and that's going to give you this squared amount. Hit the store button. Store, enter. So we're going to put that on A again. So store, it's going to be on A. Select enter. All right, now we're going to take the square root of this. This is what you type into your calculator. So you're going to depress the second x squared button. It's going to give you the square root. It'll give you left parentheses. Then you're going to depress. So I'm going to do that now. Second x squared. Now, and this is what I see on my screen. You're going to depress the mem_var button. So I'm going to do that now. The cursor is on A. So select enter. Close the parentheses and hit enter again. So our A is approximately 11. I'm going to go out a little bit farther. I'm going to go out to 11.255. I'm going to go out that far because we don't want to know, we want to know what x is. So now remember what I said, this entire length is 17.5. We're going to subtract A and that will give you x. So in your calculator, here, let's, instead of retyping that, hit the stow button again. Select A again. Enter. Now type 17 point, hit clear. Type 17.5. Subtract. Hit the mem_var button. The cursor's on A, so select enter. And you'll see it'll did I not, let me go back up. So 17.5 subtract mem_var. So what you should see on your screen when you hit enter, when you do all this, what the calculator will show is this. Then you hit enter again. And that will give you the value for x. So the value for x is about, now you can round to the nearest tenth, 6.2 units. And if some of you think, well, that's less time, it's easier just to keep typing everything in. Initially, yes, it is. But once you know how to use the store and retrieve skills, way faster. Okay, I'm going to do, okay, the circumference. Well, the circumference of a circle is pretty easy. You guys have been doing this probably since third grade. It is 2 pi r, and the area of a circle is pi o. Also, whoops, I put A instead of C for circumference. Circumference has two formulas. If you're given diameter, it's just diameter times pi. So it depends on what they give you. All right, and the area is pi r squared. Okay, so they give us the radius, so we're going to use this formula. So it's 2 times pi times the radius of 9 feet. So 2 times 9 is, so it's 18 pi feet is the exact. For the rounded, what we're going to do is you're going to type in 18. Just hit the pi button, enter. So all you type in is 18 pi, enter. And now we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So this amount right here rounds to about 56.5 units for the circumference. Okay, for the area, same thing, it's pi r squared. So area equals pi, our radius is 7.8 kilometers squared, and then your answer will be in kilometers squared. All right, so in your calculator, just type pi, left parentheses, 7.8, right parentheses, the x squared button. Leave off the pi for now. Right now, let's put the pi like that. Just type in 7.8 squared. So we've got 60.84 pi kilometer squared. That's the exact. So the approximate area, leave your 60.84 or 60 and 84 hundredths in your calculator. So your calculator should say this right now. Just hit times pi, enter. So this amount right here is about 191.1 kilometers squared. All right, and I think that's going to be it for this video. Then we're going to talk about arc length and area of a sector, and then we don't have a lot left to do. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 more videos today.